The title of chapter 3 is Jesus, but we might have used the plural and called it Jesuses instead. In a sense, this is absurd. There is only one Jesus, who is the central figure of the New Testament and of the Christian faith. But nevertheless, when people say things about Jesus in the New Testament, they sometimes need to clarify which Jesus they mean. If I say, Jesus cannot be everywhere at once, you may or may not agree with me. If we are talking about the man Jesus who we read about in the Gospels, my comment would be accurate. But the heavenly figure, Jesus, that Paul talks about in his letters, does appear to be omnipresent to anyone, anywhere, anytime. So there is a difference between the earthly Jesus before Easter and the exalted Jesus after Easter. We will learn what the New Testament says about both. But things get a lot more complicated than that. We also want to know what each individual book says about Jesus. A student reading Mark's Gospel might say, Jesus doesn't want people to know he is the Messiah. But a student reading John's Gospel would disagree. Mark and John tell the story differently. So what is true of the Markan Jesus might not be true of the Johannine Jesus. This chapter will introduce you to all these different Jesuses. Of course, Christians believe they are just different aspects of the one true Jesus, a person whose influence and stature was so great that he could be faithfully portrayed in many different guises.